What's up, everybody? BACHATA ROCKSTAR here, and it's time for another edition of Music March Madness. Yay! So this time we're going to do 1955 versus 2016. Notice how the brackets go. When I started this, I don't think I realized how many songs there were going to be and how many videos I would have to do. A tournament is 64 games. But then there's the round of 32, the round of 16, and the round of 8, and the round of 4, and the round of 2. So, you know what? I may have bit off more than I can chew, and you know what? Honestly, this is probably not going to be done for another 2 years. So, hopefully I finish it. That being said, even if I can't necessarily do it here on my computer, I can always do it on my phone, and, it doesn't take that much work, honestly. I'm just kind of looking up songs and spitballing my feelings and stuff. So, yeah, let's get on with it. 1955. We've got 4 songs coming at you right now to determine the 1955 winner. We've got Bill Hailey and the Comets, Rock Around the Clock. You remember them from the 1954 video. The Chordettes with Mr. Sandman. The Platters with Only You. And Tennessee Ernie Ford's 16 Tons. So, little disclaimer on the videos from the 50s. Billboard doesn't necessarily have that much information on a lot of these songs simply because Billboard didn't really track that much back then. It was kind of in its infancy. And so the idea of like how popular a song was, it just wasn't tracked very well. So a lot of times I'm only going off like 30 songs or so from the earlier years, whereas I get a full 100 from the later years. So that being said, if I've missed some songs from the 50s, 60s that you might have liked, I apologize. This is all I really got to go on, and like memory, Anywho. So let's compare the 2 songs. We got Rock Around the Clock and we got Mr. Sandman. I think these are very fitting songs to compare because, again, 2 very, very iconic songs. Rock Around the Clock, has been the theme to many different 50s and 60s TV shows. I believe Happy Days had the Happy Days theme, but Rock Around the Clock was very instrumental in that. Mr. Sandman, another iconic song. You still hear both of these songs to this day, and I feel like these are the very definitive versions of them, and I think both songs are really fantastic. Rock Around the Clock got that nice swing. It's really upbeat. He literally hits every single hour on the clock, makes some sort of rhyme about them. And anytime we sort of allude to the 50s, this is one of those songs that comes up, and it's beautiful, And then we've got the Chordettes with Mr. Sandman. I think this song was really big in, like, Back to the Future, or, like I said, anything that sort of evokes the 50s is another one of those songs that really does that. Whereas Rock Around the Clock has that sort of West Coast swingy, big bandy feel. You've got the Chordettes with Mr. Sandman, all-female group, harmonizing. I don't know if that's a xylophone or not, but like bum 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 bum. Maybe there's a backing xylophone, and xylophones always get points with me because I think they're awesome. That being said, I think these are 2 really fantastic songs, but I'm gonna have to give it to Mr. Sandman. I love Rock Around the Clock, and I think Rock Around the Clock probably is more iconic in a sense, but Mr. Sandman, I love the harmonizing. I love that little xylophone beat. And it's just, with Rock Around the Clock, I can kind of see it applying. In a weird way, its timelessness works against it, whereas Mr. Sandman is just so perfectly 50s. And every time I hear that song, I just immediately leap to like this picture of girls in poodle skirts and guys wearing pastels and driving big old muscle cars and like, milkshakes. What if there's 2 people and 2 straws and 1 milkshake is so good, like to me it's the snapshot is such a good snapshot that I think it actually overrides the timelessness of sort of Rock Around the Clock, even though Rock Around the Clock is very much of the 50s. So, Mr. Sandman, gonna move on. Then we've got the Platters, Only You, versus Tennessee Ernie Ford's 16 Tons. Only You, iconic. obviously. And then a lot of these songs you'll notice, especially in the 50s and 60s versions, will have iconic qualities to them. But the thing that I really like about Only You is, one, very challenging song to sing. The notes are really hard. But it's so applicable to every kind of love. And I think this is one of those songs where it's very easy to sort of put yourself in that place. When you meet somebody and you're just like, they're the one. Only you. Nobody else does what you do. And, the song's not specific. And I think that's a good indicator. I have noticed that as time has gone on, songs have become more and more specific. They become more gender specific, saying boy and girl. They've talked about situations that are a little bit more they're relatable, but at the same time, they're also very much sort of the time of that relationship. Whereas with Only You, that could be anybody as long as they just feel like you're the one and your love is the one. And so what I like is this widespread application, and it's just a great song. It's perfectly sung. The harmonizing is great. 5 people, 1 mic, sounding gorgeous. Great. It's been translated into a million different languages, and to me, it's just beautiful, 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 beautiful. Then we've got Tennessee Ernie Ford, 16 Tons. Probably like the most thought-provoking song, at least out of 1955. It's really interesting. It's talking about like people working in the coal mines and how like they basically sold their soul. And 16 tons refers to the amount of coal that you need to pull out of a mine every day in order to get your pay and feel like and earn your quota. And so it's so crazy because the chorus basically says, I can't sell my soul. I've already sold it to the company store. And it's just like, whoa, that's kind of mind blowing, especially back in the day where it's just like, everything I do is poured into this job and I'm literally digging in the earth and all I am worth is the coal that I'm bringing out. And, man, that is tough to think about. It's hard to believe that your life is only worth the amount of coal that you can bring out. And coal mining there's a couple of coal mining songs throughout the 50s and 60s. There's this one, and then I don't know if Working on a Chain Gang is coal mining, but there's a couple of songs that like reference mining and or being in a chain gang or like working really hard in the depths of the earth, and it's tough, man. Like I don't wish that upon anybody. I mean, we need more machines to do that shit, I tell you. But Ernie Ford's voice is just spot on. This nice, deep baritone, almost bass. Nice, cool little, very, very, very confident, very much great bass line. Super duper duper catchy song. And it really makes you think and really makes you wonder, like, what is it like to have been there and to have gone through the things they've gone through? And so I think it's a very timely song. I think it's a song that, as long as there are minors, that will make you think and wonder sort of what life is really worth. And I think those are really interesting things to think about and elevate this song even more so. That being said, Only You versus 16 Tons. Doggone it. Only You is just spectacular. And 16 Tons is a good song. I just don't think it's good enough to be the contender for the 1955 slot. So, we've got Mr. Sandman. We've got Only You. Who's going to win? Only You wins for me. Mr. Sandman, great song. Love the xylophones. I don't even know if they're actually there or not. The voices are great. The song is great. It's super catchy. It's very iconic of the 50s. Only You is a classic, and it's a classic for a reason. When you hear Mr. Sandman, when you hear Rock Around the Clock, even to a lesser extent 16 Tons, pick out the year for that. You would immediately go 50s, right? You're Only You, it's not necessarily 50s. It could be 60s, it could be 70s, probably not 80s, 90s, or 2000s, but like that song just carries throughout the years, and it's timeless for a reason. And its timelessness is actually way higher than Rock Around the Clock and Mr. Sandman. And it's just a song that is so beautiful, hits so hard. I love it. I just absolutely love it. It's moving on. It's the representative for 1955, the Platters with Only You. Now, 2016. Let's move on to that. We've got 4 awesome songs. We got 1, Rhianna with Work. 2, Adele with Hello. 3, the Chainsmokers with Closer. And 4, Let It Go by James Bay. So, it was hard to cut this one down because I had 100 songs. And so there's a lot of songs that I didn't actually choose. But remember, ultimately, this is my opinion. These are the songs that I like the most. So, if your song's not on here, sorry. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not going to win Music March Madness. All right, so let's go. Rhianna with Work versus Adele with Hello. Okay, so Rihanna's Work. Love it. Super duper catchy. It was the lead single off her Anti album. What can I say? Like, supposedly this is a patois. She's singing in patois. I think she's just using an accent, honestly. I mean, if you actually read the lyrics, you're like, oh, she's saying English. You know, I had a really, really good Zouk dance to this last year at the LA Zouk Festival, and you know, it has captured me. And there's a reason it's so catchy. Drake is on there too. He throws on a nice verse, little rap verse, and they work really well together, and their chemistry is really great. And it's a simple song in a sense that it's really just about I'm trying. I'm stressed out. I'm doing the best I can, but there's just so much work, you know? And it's crazy because it's such an upbeat song. It seems happy in a sense, but it also, the subject matter just makes you go, damn, like these people are world weary. They're beaten down, but she's still trying. And even though there's so many things in her way, even though there's so many things that should stop her, from accomplishing, you know, from just being in a relationship and finding love, she's still trying. She's still working hard, and I think that's a really good message for anybody. Is you deserve love no matter how hard things are, and you deserve love no matter how bad things get. You know, so don't give up on it, and don't let it stop you from loving and from achieving. You know, and I think that's a really great thing to say, and I think, you know, Rihanna's performance just knocks it out of the park. The song is super catchy, fantastic song. Then you've got Adele's Hello. Obviously a much slower song. You know, very painful song. You know, people have said this is sort of the part 2 of like Someone Like You. You know, just kind of like, hey, remember how I freaked out before? And I was trying to find somebody else. Well, I didn't. Just kind of want to know how things are going. Did you ever get out of that town? Obviously, in a humongous hit. I think it's got 2.5 billion views on YouTube now. You know, Adele is a treasure. She is an absolute icon. She deserves all the praise that she gets. I mean, her music shouldn't be popular. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be popular. But she manages to just dig deep and hit these very, like, fundamental aspects of just love and life. And Hello is just simple. Hey, I'm still kind of holding on. Would you like to talk? Could we? You know, you don't seem to care anymore, but I'm just trying to find out if you do, if there's still a little bit there. I think we can all relate to that, you know, especially when a relationship ends and we didn't want it to end. Holding on, you know, just holding on a little bit. And that's what's really great about these two songs, actually. Is, they're both about just trying to hold on. Whereas one is trying to hold on to your sanity. The other one is trying to hold on to this relationship. And I think they make for very poignant songs. And they appeal to me in the sense where I'm just like, songs that are about just holding on, that are gritty and real. I really like songs like that. And so it's a really tough choice. I'm gonna have to give it to Adele though, just because that song is so sweeping. And while I really like Rhianna, Drake does make it a little bit worse than Hello. I think he adds to the song, but I think he doesn't add enough to make it better than Hello. I think Hello is one of those it's going to be an iconic song if it's not already. And I think it's one of those songs that will last for a long, long time. All right, moving on. We've got the Chainsmokers with Closer and Let It Go by James Bay. Alrighty. So, Closer. EDM inspired, absolutely. Blurbity blurp blurp blurp. Some people don't like it. I personally really like it. This was a song that really catapulted the Chainsmokers into upper tier artist status now, and they've had several hits since then. I was watching a video by a guy named Todd in the Shadows, and he made a very good point about this song. This was his number one song of 2016. And he said the reason it's number one is because every song in 2016 has been kind of a downer and has been sad and has been about being stressed out or, whatever, just negative, generally negative. Generally, life is hard and we need to grow up. And, I do think it's funny that coincides with Trump getting elected, but whatever, I'm not going to get into politics here. And he said the reason he loves this song the most is because it's just about two crazy kids just living this moment, living right here, right now, and we are never getting older. We're never getting older. And I think that one line completely elevates the whole song and just raises it up. Are there details in here that are kind of strange? Yeah, but you know what? It does kind of paint a picture of these two stupid kids, meeting together. Is it love? No, and we both know it's not love. But there's something awesome about celebrating the moment and just enjoying this moment. And we're never getting older because this moment is so perfect. We're going to live forever in it. And that's really what the song is about. And it's weird to romanticize two people hooking up in the back of a Rover or on a stolen mattress. But in a weird way, it's just like it paints this picture. It paints this picture of these two people. And the reason that you want to paint a picture is because that's the picture that's going to stay. Is it a glorious image? No. These two people are kind of fucked up. And they're kind of mean to each other. But we love it anyway. And we actually love it because of these details. Because we know, despite all the bad shit that happened, despite what will probably happen when this is over, this moment right here is perfect. This moment right here is joy and love. And we're never getting older because this moment will immortalize us. Even if it's only immortalized in their minds. So, fantastic song. Bleepity blurp 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 blurp. Sure. Great. I get it. A lot of people have said this is one of the worst songs. I disagree. I think it's great. And Let It Go, James Bay. Whew, boy. Talk about a song that makes you sad and maybe typifies 2016. This song, Jesus Christ. This song, though, the feels, it's cruel. He describes with a few very cool choice images in the first verse. Just, hey, look, they were in a relationship. Things were going good. They had similar ideas, and then just things start falling apart. Things start going wrong just because they forget who they are. He's just saying, let's let it go. You be you, and I'll be me. Like, just that simple affectation, that simple two-line is just perfect. And he just sings it with so much, like sorrow, but also, like, frustration and exasperation. It's just like, why do we keep doing this? Just let it go, You know, all these things that were broke, leave them to the breeze. Why don't you be you and I'll be me? And it's so simple, but that's the problem with our relationship. The relationship got too complicated, you know, as a lot of relationships tend to happen. You know, relationships have to change over time. But that which is fundamental to a good relationship shouldn't change, should stay. You know, you guys are bonded or you're not bonded. And as time goes on, you know, time can pull on those bonds, but they're still there, and you have to remember that. And you have to look back and say, like, hey, let's just be who we are. And if that works, good. And if it doesn't, then we'll let it go. You know, this song is not it's not happy, you know. He's not in there going, we're going to make it, you know. If we just do this, we're going to make it. No, he realized that this is probably going to end. But it's important that we just get back to being ourselves. So at least we can be around each other, if not together. You know? He knows this is going to end. And that's why it's so sad. It's just like, you know, he realizes his mistakes too late. And he realizes that you can lose yourself to a relationship. You know, instead of being yourself, you are now such and such's boyfriend or such and such's girlfriend. And that becomes your identity. And then if you keep that, if that's all you are, then who are you outside of the relationship? Who are you without this relationship? I think that's what's really cool about this song. It's a reminder that when we go back to being ourselves, do we remember who those people are? And are they actually compatible? You know, are two people truly compatible without each other in that sense? You know, it's like those couples that can't take vacations without each other. It's like, maybe that's a problem. I don't know. You know, but I'm not here to make comments on that. I'm just here to tell you about this song. And like I said, I think it's fantastic. I think it hits really hard. And I think this is another one of those songs that will be iconic and will be timeless, much like Hello. And much like Hello, it's going to beat the Chainsmokers. Closer is a great song. But Closer, like I said, is that snapshot, is that one moment. And that one moment made timeless. Whereas Let It Go is timeless. It's timeless in a sense that we're always going to have relationships where we lose ourselves. And doggone it, this song is just, it's so hard. You know, Closer, I can dance to that. Like, Let It Go, I'm not dancing to that. Maybe I will, but I'm going to dance a really expressive slow zouk or something like that. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic song. So we've got Adele, Hello. We've got Let It Go, James Bay. Which one's going to win? Well, guess what? This is probably the hardest choice I've had to make so far. Granted, I've only had to make 4 choices. But they're very similar songs, right? You know, they're both sort of sad and mellow and downcast in that sense. You know, they're both, you know, one is about a relationship that has already gone bad and seeing if there's something else there. One is about a relationship going bad. You could even say that Let It Go leads into Hello, you know, because I could easily see James Bay breaking up with Adele and Adele calling her back and being like, hey, we had something good. You know, so it's really kind of crazy where these two songs fall within a timeline of a relationship. But I think ultimately I'm going to have to go with Adele, Hello. I think this song is just so powerful and so sweeping. And while Let It Go, I think, is a very heartfelt song, it just doesn't have the same sort of impact that Hello does. At least certainly not on me. Let It Go is ridiculously good. And honestly, I would create a performance piece to Let It Go before I would Adele. But that doesn't mean it's the better song. It just means that it's a better performance song. So Adele, Hello, 2016's winner. Honestly, it wasn't that much of a contest. So, who's going to win? 1955, 2016, right? The Platters, Only You versus Adele, Hello. Two of the biggest songs from their respective years. I think Hello was top 5. The Platters was top 10, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. One already a very, very iconic song. We've got another song that is soon to be iconic if it's not already. Two acts at the top of their game. You know, Adele reaffirming her spot, the Platters affirming their spot. You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, and I think this is my toughest choice yet. But yeah, who knows? You know, there's going to be a lot more tougher choices coming up. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Platters, I love you, but doggone it. Adele's Hello is going to be our winner. 2016 is going to beat 1955. Congratulations. Just too powerful, too good. It like I said, 2.5 billion views for a reason. You know, I don't know how much Only You would have gotten, and Only You is a happy song, and it is an iconic song, and I'm glad that it exists. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. But to tell me that it's better than Hello, I can't say that. I really, honestly can't. Hello just takes you away to a place of deep, deep pain and longing. And it's a longing for something that no longer exists. It's a longing for the ashes of a relationship. Whereas Only You is beautiful, but yeah, it's a little, you know, Pollyannish. It is looking through the, you know, rose-colored glasses. And Hello is looking through the shattered shards of the rose-colored glasses. So I think ultimately it hits harder. Ultimately, it's a better song. Adele's Hello, moving on. I'll figure out the round of 32 bracket once I get to it. But hey, guys, thank you for watching. Music March Madness. The Rockstar is officially out of here.